one and only, the legend that is known as Alan Doyle. Come on down. I'm pleased to have you back in the studio once again. It wasn't too long ago, was it? A couple of weeks ago?
No, that's right, yeah. Lots happened since then.
A lot's happened since then, but we're going to talk really about your career, really, because you mentioned Histon. We can't really not mention Histon without mentioning you. Had a fantastic career with not only with Histon, but also Cambridge City, prolific goal scorer in your time, and managed Histon for 10 years, an incredible amount of time.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. They didn't sack people so much then in them days. No, it was an Eastern Counties League club, and then it was hard work, I mean, but you know, it was a good, really nice, friendly club, and we managed to pick players up. I think the first year I was there, I picked up a lad from the local Cams football and got Kevin Wilkins, who went and, you know, he's a manager now, but he had a good career and that, and it just carried on like that through the years. It was really, it was a real, you know, I was in me early 30s then, and it was I was like a player manager as well, so and I had Steve Fallon, was one of my assistants.
Briefly, Steve Fallon.
Steve was from Kettering as well. Yeah. And the lad who's assistant manager for Histon today, Lance Key, he's from Boarding Kettering, and I sold him and a centre half who wasn't the greatest of players. I sold him to Ron Atkinson at Sheffield Wednesday for £30,000. Yeah, and Lance had a good career.
Yeah, Lance has never played for Kettering, has he, at all?
No, that's right. Yeah, and he's one of my mates and that, but the highlight was I've been a Man United fan all my life.
Well, you got your health, you know.
and I managed to. We had an AstroTurf put up behind the goal. We got a grant and everything, and to open it, we had a football tournament, and there was this little lad there running rings around everybody. And his brother wasn't a bad player, and they was like an Italian team. And anyway, I had a chat with them, and they'd come over and come training. And this lad was really good, but he wasn't physically strong enough. He was 17, and you know, I said, well, we're playing our reserves in the Cams League and everything. Build yourself up. Anyway, he started in the team the next year, and then I had Terry Venables at Spurs. I had Mike Walker at Norwich. I had John Doherty at Millwall. They were all after him. When I was winding it all up, I sent letters to Man United and everything. Next thing we know, we got Alex Ferguson on my phone in my house. My missus picked it up and she said, yeah, all right. And he said, no, he really is. And it was Alex Ferguson. He wanted him to go over on the Monday and me to accompany him to go to the training ground and to play in a trial match. And we set off at 6 o'clock on the Monday morning and had breakfast on the way. And got there a bit late, and they had hailed the match up for us. And anyway, I get up there and they played this match, and they had like a veranda where you went out, and I've got Gordon Strachan there, and I've got Brian Kidd there, and what's his game? Giuliano run rings around this. It was a lad called Giuliano Majorana. This lad, a real mouthful. Anyway, went into the office with Ferguson afterwards, and. What are we going to do about this lad? We've got a Central League match. Can he stay here? No, he's on contract. He's not allowed to play for you in the Central League and everything. What am I going to do? I said, well, I read on the Sunday you're playing a match for Ian Handysides at Birmingham. He said, that's the first team. I said, well, what better chance to opportunity? He said, I can't put a trust. I said, well, do you think he's good enough? And he says, yeah. He said, I'll check with the secretary. And he said, yeah, you're right. He can play. So I go back home, and then on the Wednesday, I think it was, because they played the reserve match on Tuesday. Wednesday, about 5 car loads with all the lads went, and he played against a lad called Ray Ransom, who become, I think he's starting to do with Man City now. He's like a big businessman and that, and he run rings around him. And the whole of the second half, I sat with my all-time hero Bobby Charlton and Alex Ferguson, Giuliano's dad. We negotiated a 4-year contract fee. I think he got a £20,000 signing on fee. This was 1989.
Wow, yeah.
And then 6 weeks after that, he had played on the Saturday for us against Newmarket in the Eastern Counties League. He made his debut on the big match, live on the telly on the Sunday against Arsenal, and had a hell of a game. So it was a fantastic time for Histon. In fact, if you go into Boardroom, they got the front pages of both Lance's transfer and Giuliano's. So it was a real fantastic time. Now, unfortunately, he played I think 9 games for the first team and got badly injured and never played football again.
Good say, he disappeared, didn't he?
Yeah, he never played. He couldn't run. He just damaged. He tried a couple of comes back, but he just couldn't do it. But it was a good breeding, and I was scouting for this game today a couple of weeks ago, and when you go in the ground now, they've got the stand and it's covered everywhere, and the pitch is lovely, and you think, blimey, it didn't used to be like this. No. I remember putting the conifers up when they were like that all along. They're like God knows how high now, but yeah, it was good. They're nice people there, but they just don't get supported. All the people who came. Give them average crowds of 1,200 in the Conference Premier that just disappeared. They're 200 a game, Pete. And it's hard to survive.
Oh, it is. We know how crowds have dropped. In the conference, where our average gave us about 1,100. We're down to probably 590 is our average at the moment. Yeah. It's a big loss of revenue, isn't it?
Well, Histon have gone a lot worse than that, and at the moment they're even struggling even more.
I'm looking at the Histon attendances that we've played them, and away we had 2,716 in 2008, 2009. I know. You know why that was, don't you? That's because the tickets for Leeds United were available, I think it was, and every man and his dog was out for that one. So they are there, aren't they? If they have a good run. Yeah. Well, that's people follow success, don't they? If you're doing well. And talk about success, Alan. Your own career, which you've shied away from, really. You were a prolific goal scorer in your day. 38 goals in one season, and then you were injured about the last third of it, so missed out from getting to 40 or even 50. Yeah, I did get to 40 actually. You did get 40. Yeah. But I was what you used to call a goal hanger. You know what I mean? Yeah, Alan's. And then I got transferred to Wildston for quite a lot of money. Well, a bit of controversy there. Yeah, there was a bit of controversy, but we won't go into that. And they were the big non-league team then, and then the manager got me doing doggies up the right wing and stuff like that. And the thing is, I was just an out-and-out goal scorer. People used to come in and say, "Oh, anybody could have scored that goal," but I was always there, and I used to come alive in the penalty box, and especially in the 6-yard box. That's certainly something that we need today, isn't it? We're desperate for someone like that. Just to read. There was one. I've got a nice cutting in one of my scrapbooks, and there's a Catholic church 200 yards from the old Milton Road ground in Cambridge City. And there was a big placard saying "Jesus saves," and someone had put "and Doyle knocks in the rebound," which summed me up. Do you know what I mean? That's the type of player I was. Was it? Yeah, I've still got the pen I wrote it with. I believe that as well. I've seen the good. Yeah. But no, that's the way I was an out and out goal scorer, and for all my career really. So yeah, it's. Be nice if I could get them on today, but we all. Well, we spoke a little while ago, didn't we? A couple of weeks ago about your launches, but your launches are firmly behind the Poppy badge today. It must be a bit nerve-wracking in one respect. It is for me today. Yeah, I feel a bit nervous about today because I get so much stick from most of the people that are here that were there when I was there. So yeah, it's just. It's like we're playing 3 teams this week, Biggleswade and then Hitchin. They're all fairly local and there's not much between us, so they're games we've got to start picking 3 points up in. That's right, Alan, we have. And well, there we have the views there of Alan Doyle. It's a special game for him and for us. We need the 3 points, as Alan says, and no doubt you'll be scouting around again, trying to get us some players. We will, looking for a striker. I'm trying to look into your eyes, looking into my eyes. Oh, that was last week, wasn't it? Against Amber Bridge. But there we go, Alan. Thank you very much for joining us. I know you've got a few things to do. Okay, and, thanks, Alan. That's, thank you very much. The wisdom there of Alan Dapper Doyle.